Hello, my absolutely beautiful Aquarian friends, and welcome to your horoscope for September of 2023. We're Aquarius this month. We've got Venus and Mercury, so two of our closest personal planets coming out of retrograde, which is fantastic because when a planet is one of the personal ones in retrograde, we really feel it. Like the lessons are right here in our face typically. So they will be coming out of retrograde, which is a great omen for things moving forward. We'll also have Jupiter stepping into retrograde, and we are right here in the window for eclipse time that will be officially kicking off in October, but we start to feel that vibration and the shift and the change of energy about some people can feel it 8 weeks out, but we're in the window, we're in the gate. So we will start to see a lot of energy picking up, which is about, okay, we can move forward. All right, Aquarius, let's jump in and see what the month has to offer. So right at the beginning of the month on the 3rd, we see Venus coming direct in the energy of Leo. Now, the Venus retrograde cycle has been in motion since June 19th at 12 degrees of Leo. Now, we saw it go retrograde at 28 degrees of Leo on July 22nd. Now we've got the direct energy, and we will finish the full cycle October 7th when we see Venus get back to the 28 degrees of Leo outside of the post-retrograde shadow time. So as things in relationships have been having these revelations for you, we talked a lot about going back to 2015 and seeing what happened in relationships for you back then. One of the big things in relationships in 2015 is about, where did you stamp out your own fire, your own Leo, what you wanted, what you were willing to go for, and maybe you had to choose something else. Was there a heartbreak? And the heartbreak could have, yes, of course, been with a person in a relationship, a conscious chosen one-on-one relationship, but also it could have been with something that you wanted to partner with, a job that you wanted to take, a business opportunity, a relationship with yourself. Some of the other things that I want to bring to your attention to just consider as you're looking through this is at the time, 2015, or even during this retrograde cycle, have you gotten more clarity on what it is that you actually want? Because this can be a big challenge that comes up in relationships where, we're having a problem in communication, we're having a problem with alignment, but it's really because I don't have clarity as to what it is I'm actually trying to achieve here. So in this Leo fire energy that we've been reviewing here in this 7th house for you, you could have been getting a lot of clarity on what do you value? How do you value it? What does that mean to you? Why does it mean that? And is it still valuable for you to go towards it? There's a lot of patterning that we look at when we're looking at how to work with Venus energy, because Venus is so much about attraction. It's not a go out and get it energy. It's we're attracting in. So if we want to attract in something different in our relationships, we have to adjust the patterns of behavior and belief that have been built in there. So lots of changes. So as Venus comes out of retrograde here in the 7th house, I think that you have some clarity on what was going on here in the patterns, and this refreshes and renews those relationships in order to move them forward. Some of which can be of financial benefit, others can just be of benefit of feeling like you have your own feet and your own voice in your relationships. On the 4th, we see Jupiter turning retrograde in the energy of Taurus. Now, Jupiter started to enter the pre-retrograde shadow zone on June 11th at 5 degrees. We will track this entire retrograde between 15 and 5 degrees of Taurus, okay? So make sure you locate that on your personal chart as well. Now we're going to experience the Jupiter retrograde all the way until December, but fully be out of it when we get to March 23rd. Now, as Jupiter has been expanding and riding and moving in the energy of Taurus, this has really been lighting up that 4th house space for you. Okay, what's been going on? Home, family, real estate, property, things having to do with ancestry and genealogy. There's been a great expansion here. And the expansion doesn't mean that you got a mansion, okay? The expansion in Taurus energy may have even been about what you were physically needing to do or take on in terms of a home or a family project. And now, what we're going to see as Jupiter goes retrograde is you can rethink the mission. You can rethink your beliefs about how you're doing what you're doing. You can rethink the things that you've taken on, because there is some version of excess or something's too big, too much, too extravagant around it. And sometimes what the extravagance is our thinking. right? I can't believe I would be asked to take this on. So sometimes during the Jupiter retrograde, the wisdom we gain is the shrinking of the ego, because we're able to recognize we've got to come at this from a different perspective if there is any glory to be had from it. Other things is that, in the plan of the housing or something with your family, has there been too many options? And now the Jupiter retrograde helps bring it down to size, and you can make a better plan and decision and feel more in alignment with the changes that you're making. On the 14th, we've got a new moon happening at 21 degrees of Virgo. This is going to light up the 8th house space for you. Now, we've also got this moon going at this time that has the availability to allow you to really initiate and start something about your own empowerment, your own growth. But the ruling planet of this moon is still retrograde until tomorrow, and this moon also opposes Neptune. So what that means is, while you're planting your seeds of intention to concentrate and bring your focus into what you'd like to begin in the 8th house, something different in your intimacy and your connection and partnership or collaboration, something different in your finances, your assets, or something around your partner's assets, right? The banking, insurance, real estate planning, anything having to do with something dying off, right? Your internal passion and the things that guide and motivate you. You're here ready to plant these seeds of intention to begin something new here, but it's not fully clear at this particular moon. So what I would suggest, or I would offer to you, is to first of all look at where you are already doing something well. What is the specific regimen or routine or structure that you've got going in your 8th house area, where you are jointly connected through intimacy or asset to another source? What do you already have going here? Because by taking a real detailed look at what you've already got going, you can see where you need to build it, or you need to get into the finer details of building something to make it better, more healthy, the best that it can be. But trying to just push through with full clarity here, I don't think is what's going to work. Now, this particular new moon is also the dance between I create it through faith or through manifestation in the intangible plane, and I need it to materialize in the Virgo, the material plane. So I have to find the sweet spot of dancing between the material and the spiritual world. I've got to find the seat to sit in the middle comfortably, to take some action, but then also wait for it to unfold so that you're not acting critically or impulsively. Now, to help that, on the 15th, we see Mercury coming direct in that Virgo energy. And this is great because now it can be a little bit more like, okay, the plans can move forward. The designs, the information starts to come to you. I can sign that contract with some confidence. I also just want you to keep in mind, more clarity will come as we get to September 30th and we see Mercury move fully out of the retrograde space. Venus also moving closer to the end of its post-retrograde shadow time. So really clarity is coming more online as the month proceeds. As we get to the 23rd, we see the sun moving into the energy of Libra, lighting up your 9th house space, publishing, marketing, broadcasting, expansion, things having to do with travel or the law or greater philosophy. Absolutely the expansion of faith and your philosophies that guide the underlying stream of your life and your actions are under review at this time. They're not really under review. I shouldn't say it that way. It's a review because you can look back to Libra season, this time of your life last year, and see where you've grown and your philosophies have maybe changed. But it's not a review because the sun is just motivated to take action here. You're going to make the negotiations that need to happen, and you're likely going to be trying to do them in a way that's more balanced, more peaceful. Everybody kind of wins. There's an element of being more social in what you're needing to do and tackle in this season as well. So don't be surprised if you get to the 23rd of the month and over this next 4 weeks, you're like, wow, there's a lot of information and people flooding around here, or you're having to share a lot of information and documentation. It's a busy time. It always is for you at this time of the year. As we close out the month on the 29th, we've got a full moon happening at 6 degrees of Aries, and this is going to light up your 3rd house space. Now, This is asking us to end something, acknowledge something, or make an adjustment in the third house area. So really, what changes do you have to take the initiative and be assertive of getting them done? I need to call the bank. I need to call my brother. I need to have the conversation. I need to look over the contract. It's really that. It's the basic things, the mundane things, running the errands, making the phone calls, checking the emails. This is the time where it's like finish, close those things out. Anything that needs to be brought to task, go ahead and do it, because it's the balance of the me and the we when we're dealing with an Aries full moon. I have to do my side in order to find an interdependence in the relationships that are happening around me. So somewhere in between here, you may be like, in order for me to finish this legal document, in order for me to demonstrate I have some faith, I need to do my side of it. This is also a time where, for some of you, and please let me know in the comment section down below who this is from, you may find that answers you've been waiting for start to show up because you start asking questions. You're like, well, when is the contract supposed to end? You are asserting yourself a bit more, and then the answers are coming. The documentation is coming in. You're getting, your sibling is picking up the phone. You've sent the email now to ask that question, and you're getting the answers, and it can come in quite quickly. But whatever you do, you may be needing to take the action to really make this happen. And when you do, that will balance out that full moon energy of the me and the we. All right, my beautiful Aquarian friends, I hope you have a gorgeous month. Please let me know how it is unfolding for you in the comment section down below. I love you a ton, and I'll see you in October.